Nyambe. Nyambe is a prominent deity in the traditional beliefs of the Lozi people, who reside primarily in Zambia, Namibia, and surrounding regions. As the creator god in the Lozi pantheon, Nyambe is central to their mythological narratives and religious practices. Nyambe is revered as the creator of the universe, including the earth, the sun and moon, humans, animals, and all natural phenomena. His role as the originator of life places him at the pinnacle of the Lozi spiritual hierarchy. One of the central myths involves Nyambe living on Earth among humans, teaching them different crafts, skills, and demonstrating his role as a benefactor and guide to humanity. Over time, as humans began to commit more sins and disturb the natural order, Nyambe decided to withdraw from their presence. He moved to the heavens, establishing a distance between the divine and the mortal realms. Ra. One of the most important gods in Egyptian mythology, Ra is recognized as the sun god and the creator god, embodying the sun's power and light, which were crucial to life and order in the ancient Egyptian worldview. He is most commonly described as a man with the head of a falcon, crowned with a sun disk, encircled by a cobra. He rides across the sky, traveling across the sky in a solar boat, bringing light to the world. At night, he journeys through the underworld, bringing renewal and ensuring the continuation of life. Ra is also considered a creator god who brought the world and the gods into existence. He emerged from the primordial waters of chaos and created himself, often depicted as rising from a lotus flower or an egg. He then created other gods and the world, establishing order to maintain harmony and balance in the universe. Khors. Khors, also known as Khors Dazbog, is a deity in Slavic mythology, particularly in the traditions of the Eastern Slavs. He is associated with the sun, light, and fertility, and his worship was prevalent among ancient Slavic tribes before the arrival of Christianity. He is similar to other deities, being a radiant figure and driving a golden chariot across the sky. Khors is believed to be the son of the god Dazbog, the deity of the sun and radiant energy, and the goddess Tvarog, the god of celestial fire and the forge. Worship of Khors involved rituals and offerings. These offerings consisted of foods, drinks, and symbolic items, accompanied by prayers and invocations for prosperity, fertility, and protection. With the spread of Christianity in Eastern Europe during the Middle Ages, the worship of Khors and other pagan deities declined as they were gradually supplanted by Christian beliefs and practices. Many aspects of Khors mythology and symbolism were absorbed into Christian narratives, with some elements surviving in folklore and folk traditions. Huitzilopochtli. Huitzilopochtli is a central figure in Aztec religion and mythology, holding particular significance for the Mexican people of ancient Mesoamerica. Often depicted as a hummingbird or a warrior adorned with feathers, he wielded Huitzilopochtli, the fire serpent, as a weapon, thus also associating Huitzilopochtli with fire. As a god of war, the sun, and human sacrifice, Huitzilopochtli played a vital role in Aztec cosmology and society. According to Aztec beliefs, Huitzilopochtli was born fully grown from his mother's womb, emerging armed and ready to defend her against the rebellious offspring led by his sister. His temple, the Templo Mayor, located in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, modern-day Mexico City, was one of the empire's most significant religious sites. Human sacrifices were regularly offered to him, as it was believed that these sacrifices nourished him and ensured the sun's continued journey across the sky. Doumu. Doumu, also known as Doumu Yanjun, is a significant deity in Chinese mythology and religious practices, particularly with Taoism and Chinese folk religion. Doumu is considered the mother of the 9 emperor gods, who are associated with the 9 stars of the Big Dipper constellation. Her name, Doumu, literally means Mother of the Dipper, underscoring her role as the matriarch of these celestial deities. She is typically described as having multiple arms, holding various symbolic items such as the sun, a moon, a lotus, and other divine instruments, which represent her powers and attributes. She is also shown seated on a lotus throne, emphasizing her purity and enlightened nature, and surrounded by the 9 emperor gods, highlighting her maternal and protective role. According to Taoist mythology, Doumu was originally a mortal woman who attained divine status through her virtue and spiritual cultivation by the Jade Emperor, the supreme deity in Taoism, granting her a high position in the celestial hierarchy. Surya. Surya is a prominent deity in Hinduism, holding an important place in Hindu mythology, cosmology, and religious practice, symbolizing light, warmth, and life. He is shown having a halo around his head while holding a lotus flower in his hand, which are symbols of purity and divinity. Surya is said to be a magnificent and colorful god riding a chariot when drawn by 7 horses or a single horse with 7 heads, representing the 7 colors of the rainbow and the 7 days of the week. Surya is worshipped daily by many Hindus, particularly during sunrise, noon, and sunset. The practice of Surya Namaskar, or sun salutation, a series of yoga poses, is a way to honor and absorb the sun's energy. The festival of Makar Sankranti, which marks the sun's transition into the zodiac sign of Capricorn, is one of the major festivals dedicated to Surya. It is celebrated with great fervor across India, involving rituals, offerings, and flying kites. Amaterasu. Amaterasu is one of the most significant and revered deities in Japanese mythology. She is the goddess of the sun and the ruler of the heavens in Shinto belief, which is the indigenous religion of Japan. One of the three main kami deities born from Izanagi, the god of creation, and Izanami, the goddess of creation and death. As the goddess of the sun, Amaterasu is associated with light, warmth, and life-giving energy. She is often depicted as a radiant figure illuminating the heavens with her divine presence. The sun itself is seen as her embodiment, and her rays are believed to bring prosperity and fertility to the land. One of the most famous myths involving Amaterasu is the tale of her temporary withdrawal from the world. According to legend, Amaterasu became angered by the disruptive behavior of her brother, Susanoo, the storm god. In a fit of rage, Susanoo wreaked havoc in the celestial realm, causing chaos and destruction. Distressed by her brother's action, Amaterasu retreated into a cave, plunging the world into darkness. Without her light, crops withered, animals languished, and humanity faced the threat of extinction. The other gods and goddesses desperately sought to coax Amaterasu out of hiding, realizing that her return was essential for the survival of the world. In a stroke of divine ingenuity, the goddess Amano Uzume devised a plan to lure Amaterasu out of the cave. She performed a lively dance outside the entrance, accompanied by raucous laughter and merriment. Intrigued by the commotion, Amaterasu emerged from the cave to investigate, drawn by the irresistible sounds of revelry. As she peered outside, Amaterasu caught sight of her own radiant reflection in a mirror that had been strategically placed nearby. Mesmerized by her own beauty, she emerged fully from the cave, restoring light and vitality to the world once more. The tale of Amaterasu's emergence from the cave is celebrated as a symbol of renewal, enlightenment, and triumph of order over chaos. It underscores the importance of harmony and balance in the natural world, and serves as a reminder of the power of light to dispel darkness and bring forth new life. Sol, also known as Suna, the Norse goddess, is deeply intertwined with the cosmology and daily life of the Norse people. Sol is the daughter of Mundilfari and the sister of Mani, the moon god. Stories said that she is driving a chariot pulled by two horses named Arvark, early riser, and Alsvior, swift. Her chariot is pursued by the wolf Skul, who seeks to devour her. This pursuit is part of the cosmic cycle and is prophesied to end in Ragnarok, the end of the world, when Skul will finally catch and consume her. Helios. Riding his gold chariot across the sky, the magnificent Greek god Helios illuminates the world with his fiery presence. His daily journey across the sky in his chariot represents the day and night cycle, as he symbolizes the life-giving and shining qualities of the sun. He also represents power, vitality, and divine radiance. Helios is commonly portrayed as a handsome youth with a halo or radiant sun disk encircling his head. As the son of the Titans Hyperion and Theia, making him a second-generation Titan, together with his sibling Selene, the moon goddess, and Eos, the dawn goddess. Helios was worshipped in various regions of ancient Greece, with temples and altars dedicated to him. His cult was particularly prominent in regions where sunlight and warmth were crucial for agriculture and daily life. Festivals and rituals honoring Helios were held in his honor, often associated with the solstices and equinoxes, which marked significant points in the solar calendar. Sol Invictus, meaning unconquered sun, was a prominent deity in ancient Roman religion, particularly during the later period of the Roman Empire. His imagery was heavily influenced by the previous god Helios. Described as being a radiant figure wearing a crown of solar rays and a halo around his head, Helios stands in his chariot, symbolizing light, vitality, and cosmic order. The worship of Sol Invictus emerged during the Roman Empire, likely in the late 3rd century CE. It was initially promoted by the Roman Emperor Aurelian, who elevated Sol to the status of state god in the 270 CE. While the cult of Sol Invictus eventually waned with the rise of Christianity, his imagery and symbolism continued to influence later religious traditions and cultural representations of the sun. Inti. Inti is a central deity in Inca mythology, revered as a god of the sun, fertility, and agriculture by the Inca people who inhabited the Andean region of South America. According to Inca mythology, Inti emerged from the sacred site of Lake Titicaca, where he rose to illuminate the world and provide sustenance to humanity. Often depicted as a shining figure having a halo and outstretched arms, symbolizing his benevolence and protective embrace. In Inca art and iconography, Inti is often portrayed alongside other deities, such as Mama Kia, the moon goddess, and Viracocha, the creator god, reflecting the interconnectedness of celestial forces in Inca cosmology. Marici. Marici, also known as Marici-ten in Japanese Buddhism, is a significant goddess of Buddhist mythology, particularly within the traditions of Mahayana Buddhism and esoteric Buddhism. Marici is primarily known as a protective deity, revered for her ability to dispel darkness, ignorance, and obstacles on the path to enlightenment. Her name, derived from the Sanskrit word Marici, means ray of light or shining one. She was also a warrior goddess, believed to lead an army of celestial warriors to safeguard practitioners from harm and influences. Marici is typically described with multiple arms, riding a charging boar, or on a fiery chariot pulled by 7 horses. She has either one head or between 3 and 6, with one shaped like a boar. In different parts of East Asia, in her fiercest forms, she may wear a necklace of skulls. Subscribe!